In this problem, write an equation of a line that passes through 3, -5, and -1, 3. Oh boy. Okay, remember, I am writing an equation of a line, and I want to have both the slope and the y-intercept. Those are the two pieces of information that I need. Right now, I haven't been given either of those pieces of information. I have neither piece of information. However, I do have 2 points, and I've been provided with the slope formula. This, look, m equals, right, this is the slope. And this is the formula where I can find the slope from 2 points on the line. Now, one thing I could do, right, I could like sketch a graph and sketch these 2 points, and I could say, okay, 3, -5, and -1, 3, and I can kind of eyeball this. I can see even with just this really quick sketch that my slope should end up being negative. Okay, you could try to like sketch it more accurately and count the rise of a run, right? That's an option. But this formula is super helpful and helps us figure this out. So here's what you do. You say, okay, this is point number 1. I have 1 point, and of course we have an x and a y, and since this is point number 1, we're going to call this x1 and y1. And this is point number 2 over here, and so we have an x and a y, and we'll call it x2 and y2. So then what we do is we just plug in, right? So my y2 is this number right here, right? Look, I labeled it already y2. So that's 3 minus, and my y1 is -5. So I already put this minus sign, and now I'm going to write -5. And so there ends up being 2 minus signs there, which is fine, right? Okay, now I have my x2, that's this number right here, minus, here's the minus sign in the formula, x1, which is 3. Okay, so look, I just plugged in, piece by piece, I plugged in y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now let's do this math. This is a double negative, so when I have 2 negatives right next to each other like this, they're touching, there's no number in between, this becomes plus. Okay, so this becomes 3 plus 5, which is just 8. Okay, like this literally, this whole thing just becomes a plus sign, and I just add 3 plus 5. Okay, now this is -1 minus 3. This is not a double negative. There's not 2 negatives right next to each other. This is 1 negative and 3 more negatives, right? So that's a total of 4 negatives, and you can use your calculator here as well. And then this is division. This is 8 divided by -4, and I get a slope of -2. And I'm looking at my line, and that looks about right. Okay, so now I'm halfway there. I have my slope, right, which is -2. And again, now I'm in the same situation that I was up here, which is I have a slope, but I don't have a y-intercept. And so now I'm going to go ahead and use the strategy that I just used for the previous problem. And I'm going to plug in my slope. And then I'm just going to choose one of these points. It does not matter which one, but what you can't do is use like this x and this y. You have to just choose one point. So like I'm going to choose this point. Okay, you could choose this point if you want. You'll get the same answer, but I'm going to just choose one, and I'm choosing this one. So now I'm going to plug in my y equals m times x plus b. And again, I'm going to do my math. So that looks like multiplying these two. A negative times a negative is a positive. And then I want b by itself. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 2 from both sides. And I get 1 equals b. So this time my b is +1. So I'm going to come down here. And my equation is -2x plus 1. And there it is.